Hello and welcome back to Betrayal on the Trail. When we last saw our heroes, they were still partially in shock after the intrusion of the trickster god Cyric. They split up and each had some important conversations with each other. Marie and Arabella talking about trust between them, and Kibal asking Three if he'd be prepared to kill another party member if it came to it. On his way back into town, Kibal stopped off at the local tinkerer, originally hoping they could reinforce his bin lid to make it an improved shield, but after realising the tinkerer was an eccentric, he settled on walking out with a weaponised yo-yo for free. Upon arriving back at the tavern, Kibal brought up his theory that the Dragonborn in his dream was the old champion, Kyria Vorax, and discussed the possibility with Arabella of inducing more dreams like that to further explore his past. And so we continue our adventure the following morning. So, morning comes, you'll head downstairs to the lower floor of the tavern. There's still quite a hubbub outside. You can hear people moving raw materials around like the day before, people shouting commands. It doesn't seem like things have died down with the situation. What do we want to do with our morning?
We need to have a kind of team meeting about our next move.
Yeah.
I think that's
Let's get breakfast.
Yeah.
And plan our next steps.
We more or less decided that we weren't going to the city that was attacked at Acrucium, didn't we? Like, it was sort of put out there, and then we said that there was nothing we could actually do that would be useful. I'm still down for going there if we can think of anything that would be helpful, but...
Well, we do have a contact there. What's his name? Or Weaver, the blacksmith we exploded.
Oh, did he go to Acrucium?
Yeah, he seeked refuge in Acrucium. Also living in Acrucium is the head tactician of the Oliviana military.
Yeah, we could definitely get in and there would be people there who would be friendly to us, but, like, I don't know if we'd be able to help in any way. I mean,
that's one thing. Three, you've got a journal. Keep some notes here. We need to make a big to-do list.
Okay.
Of possibilities. So we've got a Crucium.
Yeah.
And with our blacksmith friend and our tactician friend.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've got a lead for the first time potentially on D.
Goblins. Is it more specific than goblins? Hang on.
The goblins said that they were a member of the Forgotten Legion as well, so part of a larger group.
Goblins we could follow up on. I'm sure we could find goblins.
The Forgotten Legion. Well, it's more of a. It's not so much a lead, but more a thing to get leads on, I suppose.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we could do information gathering. We could potentially go and hunt down the woman who was just with us in the Shadowfell.
Jana.
Yeah, we could potentially go and hunt down Jana and ask what she and her family know about the Forgotten Legion, because I bet they would.
Yeah, but then we'll have to do something.
She didn't seem so keen on us when she left.
Didn't she?
I mean, I'm sure she's fine with us. She didn't exactly seem like our best. I mean, she didn't want. She could have stayed with us.
Well, I mean, I don't think she'd help us for free, but I also don't think that she hates us, you know. She'd probably be willing to negotiate and work with us. So that's just, if we're gathering information on the Forgotten Legion, that could be a good way to go. What else? Well, obviously the other weapons. What leads did we have on those?
So, we now know that Kyria who had the sword was a princess and this region. Now she supposedly went off into the wastes and was never seen again, but we could
Tundra.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we could travel to Klaza potentially for leads and information, and also that's the direction of leads and information for finding Miss Grunwee's family.
Is Klaza where Faerun disappeared?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So that could be a good place to go.
So that's where the book supposedly is too.
So We could go to what Kalaza's look for the. Does Kalaza have any relationship to the sword? Where are we going for the sword? The Scorched Tundra.
So
Yes, but the wielder of the sword was a princess, supposedly in a region in Clava. Is that right?
Oh.
she was a princess in the region of Velosh, which is the opposite direction to Kalaza. But
Is it Velosh where I'm from?
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what you do know though is Kalaza is supposedly the home of a current green dragonborn tribe.
Okay.
Yeah, so that seems... If we can potentially get leads in Kalaza for both of the last two items, then that seems like a good place to go, especially if we could do Acrucium on the way. It seems to make sense.
Mm.
Yeah,
All right, sounds like a plan.
Yeah,
Jealous.
I like it. What do we need to expect in Acrucium though?
This is the thing. I mean,
Fine,
I suspect Canry's going to be pretty busy.
Do you want my
And Devon, probably.
do you want my quick Acrucium like rundown of what someone who may not have visited but knows vaguely of it would know?
Yeah.
Go for it.
That'd be good.
So, Acrucium is an elven-built city, so it has a heavy focus on extravagant. It is on a hilltop, and the city itself is tiered by levels. The further in you are, the richer you are, and the middle portion is military-based. Right in the center, it has a large spire. That spire used to be where the champions met up for tactics and the sword. It has a lot of scrying equipment in, to your knowledge, and stuff like that. It's very military-based. It was built specifically during the First War to be a home for the military. In terms of getting into it, it's semi-strict. You need a proper reason, some sort of invitation or the sort to get in. It's also the home of the Order of Serenity as well, so they have a very strong presence in there.
I'm sure Canry would get all of us into the city. He's not too busy to see us.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
And if we play up the whole fate of the world thing.
Yeah, I mean, Canry knows about all that stuff, so...
We do have to bear in mind that by going to Camry, we are likely to be pressed into whatever this dragon attack is, I would imagine, and the follow-up.
I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, like... We should be helping if we can, really. In my opinion. If
No,
the
of
roles
course,
that we've been assigned, I'm not saying that we're all now morally bound to fix every problem that we come across, but, like, if we could help...
I'd
No,
like to help if we can.
Yeah, you know, we'll pitch in.
Yeah. If there's anything that we can do.
Jay, say, obviously we would struggle to get in if it weren't for Kenry's help, but once inside, are we gonna, like, have difficulty because, you know, we're not all humans?
To your knowledge, you might get hassled by the Order of Serenity, specifically.
Right.
The general military don't necessarily have the same strictness with stuff like that, so as long as you avoid the paladins, you should be okay.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm hearing a plan. The plan that I'm hearing is we go to Acrucium, we meet up with Canry, we ask her if she knows about anything, we head on from there towards Kalaza, we investigate the Green Dragonborns and Faerun's disappearance.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Good work,
Yeah,
team.
okay.
I don't still have that sending stone we used to communicate with her, do I? That was lost.
Yeah, it blinked out once your obligations with her were over.
Well, I'm sure we could just... so she's the head of the military, and I mean, if there's a kind of, you know, like a border check into the city, we'll name drop and
Yeah,
ask
we'll
for
just say,
financial
bring us the head of
something.
the military immediately.
Yeah,
We
we're going to
want-
bring her down. We can just be like, could you give her our names and ask us for a pass?
maybe you should do the talking, Arabella.
Yeah, it worked out great last time. We're only transporting people.
Arabella
Yeah.
rolls up to the gate of Acrucium. I'm here to smuggle some supplies.
I have a bomb and I'd like to speak to the head of the military.
We're armed with many ancient weapons. Now, if I may take a moment, speaking of ancient weapons, Val, you're now officially attuned with the gauntlets that you've been wearing overnight, so you now have full
answers that question.
access to all of its powers listed and the sort. And I would say it's fair for the rest of you to kind of take note of the fact that Kibal is still wearing these big metal gloves.
One's like a leathery falconing and free gloves.
Yeah.
As I'm like getting into a bowl of muesli.
It's the closest thing to newspaper.
We have a cart, don't we?
Yeah, you do.
And a horse, yeah.
Yeah.
We should go and get those and go, I guess. I mean, it's the morning.
Yeah.
Do we need... Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's got
we should
anything
go.
else they need to do in town, right?
No?
This
for
is
me.
the time where my sculptor friend is there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'd like to just kind of stop by and just kind of say I'll be back at some point.
Yeah, cool.
Of like,
Well, we can go at noon. You can go spend the rest of the morning. It's only like sunrise now, so
yeah, I'll head. Yeah, I think I'll see you guys in a bit. If you want, and then yeah, I'll just meet you by the cart when we're ready to set off.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
all right.
Yeah, I'll bounce.
Yeah, so you head back up to Niros's. He's happy to see you as you arrive. Brings you in, pours out a nice cup of tea, and is like, oh, we've got a few different projects going today. What sort of focus would you like? Seeing as you've only got one more day in town, are we sculpting, painting?
I don't think I've got the faces right on any of these figures yet. I just want to like kind of like focus on detail, maybe.
He lets you know that there is a toy store in Hagar. They were established in response to the fact that Davrin Thorawax actually used to carve little toys for children during the war in order to keep morale up. So it was kept in order to keep that sort of same vibe going, and he does a bit of work for them. So for the day, you spend the time together carving small little toys, a lot of action figure sort of things, just little like warriors of legend and the sort. And over the course of the day,
Yeah.
he gives you some pointers, shows like proper hand placement and how to use tools to their fullest effect, and you become a little bit better at the finer details of carving and the sort. Get to the end of your time with him, and he packs up the toys in a little bag, ready to send them off. And he's like,
Yeah. Okay.
"Well,
Awesome.
I really appreciate you coming down and helping." And he reaches into his pouch and pulls out 15 gold pieces and takes your hand, places the gold in, and is like, "This is your portion of the money that I would be making for these toys. I mean, I'd feel terrible if I kept it, or I would feel awful if I kept it all for myself. So please, just I don't have things to spend it on, so just take it. It would mean a lot to me if you did."
I feel like I'd probably offend you if I didn't take it.
Exactly. It would be a spit in my face. It would be like you
I
actually.
don't want it. I don't want to. I'll keep practicing and on the road, and I'll send you what I make, and you can give them to the kids and things. And I just want. I don't know, like I'm trying to find my own way of capturing what it is that we're doing, It's like no one knows what we're trying to achieve at all, and I want people to kind of remember this. And I'm trying to find my own way of depicting it, and I like it, even if it's just like merchandise. I can like.
Well, you know what? If I was in a store and I saw a Marie action figure, I think I would pick it up immediately. So I think it's all about just doing what comes naturally. It doesn't have to be, something you could sell or something that will even be immortalized. Just something that helps you get your emotions down on a paper or on a sculpture like I do. Just as long as it's something you enjoy and something that you can share with your friends. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, that makes more sense than what I was trying to... I think...
Just have fun with it, and then you'll make something good.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll send you what I got. I'll see you. Thank you for everything.
I look forward to it. I'll see you next time. And
Okay.
he sees you out.
Bye. See you.
Bye. He's like slowly closing the door, but he doesn't know when to like fully close it properly and keep saying just bye.
I'm just like moving my face with like the with how the door's going. And just kind of
Alright, see you. Bye.
Bye. See you.
And he finally closes the door. I'll say that was a good portion of your day, so we'll cut back to the other three as Marie departed. Do we have anything we want to get up to with our rest of the day?
No, just check out. Pick up some lemons for the journey.
Yeah, cool.
I think Tree would be practicing with his new yo-yo.
Yeah, cool. Give me a sleight of hand check for us. Just for over the time of you practicing on that day.
16 total.
Sweet, yeah. So you get the basic hand movement down. It's a toy for children after all. It's easy for a monk like you to do. The bit that confuses you is how you're supposed to actually attack something with it. So you spend a bit of time maybe doing something like placing some bottles up on the wall and trying to aim with your yo-yo to hit it, but then pull it back again. You can pretty consistently hit these targets. It's an easy enough task. What the difficulty you seem to be finding is pulling it back again to your hand in an easy motion while doing it kind of like outwards and hitting something. About 50% of the time, it just drops down to the floor. You have to pick it up, wind it back up again. But you think you are getting closer after using this time practicing to being proficient with this weapon.
Nice.
Cool. Is everyone else good? Are we good jumping ahead?
Yeah.
Amazing. So we use a good portion of the time just picking up supplies and the sort for the travels, getting your horses out from the stables, and you get ready to hit the road, making your way towards Acrucium. Who's going to be manning the cart, if I can be so bold to ask?
I'll drive. I'm happy to drive. I'm good at animal handling.
Look upon me, beasts, I am returned.
What's your passive perception for Escalating?
16.
Okay. As you make your way down the path out of Hagar, you make note of some rustling behind the tree line. And then you make note of the sound of a muffled talking. Like someone's trying to talk, but they've got something over their mouth. And as you make your way down the path, you peer through the tree line. And you see a cart at the side of the road, not manned by anyone at the moment. It's got a large tarp over the back, but you can kind of tell from the shapes that it's one used to move weaponry back and forth. You see the person who used to man the cart, a dwarven male, gagged, kneeling at the side of the road. You see two goblins tying up the arms of the person, with a hobgoblin shouting commands to them to speed up, you assume, but I assume none of you here understand goblin speak.
Has everybody seen this? Do I signal to...
Yeah, you can easily kind of like knock on the cart and let the rest of the people know.
I'll onto the front.
Yeah, go and have a
Do
shifty.
you think they could be with the... You know...
I think it's eminently possible.
We could ask?
Yeah, Free, why didn't you go and ask nicely?
As
How
you-
close are we to these goblins?
So I would say, in order to see them, you're about like 90 feet away to kind of peer through the tree line. As you guys are talking, the goblins and the hobgoblin, they're jumping on the cart. Like one of the goblins is getting into the driver's position.
Our cart.
No, the one that
Okay.
Yeah, they just
Jeez.
walked over and just sat next to you.
I think 3 would call out to them and just kind of wave.
So, as you call out to them, they all turn. The two goblins looking like deers in headlight. Hobgoblin kind of screams something at one of the goblins in Goblin, whacks him over the side of the head, and that goblin scuttles its way onto the cart, grabs onto the reins for the horses. The other two, jump into the back. Goblin whips away, and they are going to start charging ahead down the road.
Did I stop them?
How do you wish to stop them?
Are we still in the wagon?
Oh yeah, you're still in the wagon.
How far away are they?
Yeah!
They are now further than 90 feet, so about 100 and... not 120, actually, yeah, 120 feet, yeah.
Alright, well, if we can get within 60, I can slow them down.
Yeah, I'm gonna whip the horse.
Come on!
Alright, roll initiative for us.
Yeah, says Cabal, leading not by example and getting a 7.
That's more than I got.
So, did anyone get above a 20? Above a 50?
Yeah, I got 19. Wait, no, I got 20.
Sweet.
20.
Above a 10.
Yeah, 14.
Cool. Above a 5.
7.
And I got a 4.
We start tearing down the road after these goblins that commandeered this cart. In terms of the cart moving, I would say that would have to be a bonus action in order to continue steering it in the right direction. You can still use your action, and of course you can swap out as you see fit based on who you think would be the most appropriate to be driving at a time, and I would say that's just an object interaction to hand the reins to someone else.
Okay, cool.
Does the cart move at the start of the round or on Kamal's turn?
It moves on initiative 20. So that
So somebody has to use a boat. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you can't just hand it down the line and just say, now it's my turn to use a bonus action.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zoom for miles.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how far are the carts apart, like feet wise?
About 120, yeah.
120. Okay. There's not a lot I can do in terms of spells until we get a bit closer, really. Are their wheels like wooden or
Yeah, they are.
would it take me an action to light some fire arrows?
I would allow you to use your bonus action to do that. just
Okay.
I think this is metal.
Okay, I'm going to flint on top of like some on top of just some general arrows. I'm not going to use any of the poison ones because I feel like I haven't tested them to set them on fire yet, so I don't know what kind of reaction that'll have. So I'm just going to like go for their wheels.
That's incredible.
At
yeah.
least. Like specifically the one that's like closest to us, obviously, but like yeah. Is that cool?
Yeah, cool. Roll to hit with that.
20 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay. And on the wheel, if the wheel takes 5 damage and then 6 points of fire damage.
Oh, that is nasty. Yeah. So obviously you pull back your bow, let loose this on fire arrow. It sticks into the wheel, and that doesn't do a lot of damage in itself. It's just an arrow, but the wheel itself fucking just lights up in flame. And one of the goblins, the one driving, looks back in pure terror and shouts back in common this time. What the fuck are you doing? Don't shoot! Oh god! Goblin
Sorry,
wants-
you just look really suspicious.
It's not their cart!
I assume that's the end of your go.
That's my turn, yeah.
Yeah, cool. As the wheel is lit up, the hobgoblin is going to shout a command to one of the goblins. It is going to reach in under the tarp and pull out a javelin, and it is going to attempt to throw it the distance, and it is just in the right range to be able to do this. And it's going to target Marie. There's retaliation for that. It got a dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
It's going to do 9 damage to you.
Okay.
So it hurls this javelin across. That is going to be its go. It is 3's go up next. The monk
How far
with
in front of us
100
are they?
Still 100.
Because if I'm correct, I can move it up to 240 feet around.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So if they're only 120 feet away, then I don't even need to use feline agility to do this.
He doesn't even need
But-
to use feline agility.
But yeah, I could, because I could use my action to dash, which gets to 80. Use Step of the Wind to dash again as a bonus action, which gets it to 120, and then use feline agility to double all movement to get to 240. So if I can, I would like to get on the goblin's cart.
Yeah, because it's 120 meters distance, but it's not 120 meters stationary distance.
It's,
How fast are they going?
I would say with
Calculate how far they go in 6 seconds.
with the full, if you use your feline agility as well, I would say that is enough to catch up with it and clamber on as well, without it pulling too far ahead as you just sprint alongside it, essentially.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
I'll do that then. Yeah, I'll just hop onto the cart and just kind of smile at them.
Oh, amazing.
So, Cabal, you once again watch 3 draw from some unknown well of speed as he jumps from beside you, lands like perfectly on the ground, sprints full pelt towards his cart, and like does a somersault onto the back of it. Where do you want to position yourself on this cart, Free?
So how are they set up?
So you have currently the hobgoblin is the closest one to the back of the cart. He was the one that just threw the javelin. There's a goblin kind of a little bit further back, stood on the mound of weaponry. And then there's another goblin that's right at the front, manning the horses. I'd say
Does the hobgoblin look like he's in charge?
he's the one that's been shouting commands to everyone else.
Okay, I'll stay near him then.
Cool. So you do a front flip onto the back of the cart in melee range with this hobgoblin. Cool. So It is the goblins goes next. The one manning the horses is going to maintain that post, trying to keep focus, keep ahead, and all that. The other one, it is going to go and it is going to attempt to tear off a little bit of the tarp that is covering the weaponry, and it is going to try and fan off the flames of the wheel in order to put the wheel out. And so it goes to attempt to do that, and you all watch as it gets like a large bit of cloth, kind of hunches over the side, starts fanning it, and the cloth gets tangled up in the wheel of the cart as well, torn out of its hand, and it doesn't seem too pleased. That's the goblins go. Cabal.
So I'm going to use my bonus action to drive.
Yeah.
To keep pace and make sure the horses are keeping up with them. But with my main action, as we get onto like a straight, I'm going to let go of the reins briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Take one of the lemons out of my pocket, throw it up in the air, take my staff with both hands and smack it towards the other cart. And as it's way too high, like it goes like right over the top of their cart. But as it does, that's when I tap the staff on my hand and cast Moonbeam from that lemon, a blazer of citrus light. I would like to try and hit the driver with that. So it's 120 feet. It's only 120 feet distance, 40 foot high, but 5 feet wide.
Cool.
So that would I could probably get the driver with that, right?
Yeah, that would just be the driver though.
Cool. Then he is engulfed in lemony flames that cause searing pain and must make a Constitution saving throw. DC's 14.
God, it got a 7.
That is a fail. So it takes 2d10 radiant damage. 15 radiant damage. And that stays there. I can use that when it starts its turn. There, it will take more damage as well. Although I don't know how that will work with the motion of the cart. That's
I was
for
gonna
you
say
in physics hell to decide. But on each of my turns, I can use an action to move the beam up to 60 feet.
So, you whack this lemon across, the light hits it just perfectly, and the beam rains down upon this goblin, who is engulfed in a lemony, radiant fire. You hear just like, no! As it disintegrates. Just a lemon-scented dust into the wind. Rains kind of they fall. There is no longer someone manning their character.
Oh no!
Of course, they took their bonus action to drive it at the start of their turn, so as we've established, once it hits initiative 20, they'll still move ahead. But there isn't someone controlling it right now.
Righto.
Is that the end of your go?
From 120 feet away, that seemed like a great idea. Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, you just watch this like speck of green in the distance just dissipate.
And so, as I'm looking at it, like,
Why is 3 just standing there?
So Arabella, that will be your go next.
Okay, so as an action, I'd like to adjust the density of our horse.
Oh no! I would like to adjust the density of our horse.
Why?
episode
Play
title,
this
please.
game.
It makes it go faster. Sorry, it increases it. I halve its weight to increase its base movement speed by 10 feet. It also has disadvantage on strength checks.
You just half the weight of our horse.
Yeah.
It's still pulling a car.
It'll be fine. The cart's attached to it.
God.
What's it have to make a strength check to hold onto the cart?
They didn't because they used to have the weight to be able to pull on it.
No, I stand by my decision. I'm laughing. It
No,
also
that
has
was-
double the jump distance.
Well, if you want to leap over
Well, there
the
you
goblin,
That's my turn.
it is initiative 20. So they're not going to move as far ahead as they originally would have. They only move about 30 feet forward. With their wheel aflame, someone no longer manning it. You guys are going to move a good 50 feet forward with these now much
Nice.
lighter horses. So that puts you at about 100 feet away from them, if I've done my maths right there. Also, initiative count 20, the hobgoblin is going to shout something again. As he shouts it, you see 3 figures also make their way out of the bushes, kind of leaping through. There is another hobgoblin and 2 more goblins, each of them riding a warg, which is these essentially wolves on steroids, these massive beasts. And they are going to run alongside your carriage. That's all the time we've got for this week's episode. But before you go, I just want to thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave us a like if you like what you just saw, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss out on any of the adventure.